Hello and welcome back to the video series where we are reviewing the LEED Green Associate Exam Preparation Guide. So in today's video we're going to cover chapter 10, and that is indoor environmental quality. Before we dive deeper into the chapter, let's review the credits and prerequisites. So there are two credits and there are two prerequisites and 9 credits in this category. And the prerequisites are as follows: minimum indoor air quality performance and environmental tobacco smoke control. And the credits are as follows. The first one is enhanced indoor air quality strategies, then low emitting materials, construction indoor air quality management plan, indoor air quality assessment, thermal comfort, interior lighting, daylight, quality views, and acoustic performance. So the objectives of chapter 10 are the following. Explain the primary goals of the indoor air quality category. Identify environmental factors impacting indoor air quality. Identify the strategies involved in obtaining credits in the indoor environmental quality category. Explain the symptoms of sick building syndrome. List the strategies to improve indoor air quality. Explain the strategies for improving occupant comfort and health. Describe strategies for improved lighting quality. And describe the acoustical problems of open office designs. So the indoor air quality and the indoor environment is really important, because when people are happy, they tend to stay put, and if people are cold, sick, or the lack of ability to control the indoor environment, they will leave for a better place. And definitely we need to understand the intents and the strategies of the indoor air quality. So one of the main goals of this category is to create a safe, productive environment for building occupants. Just because we spend so much time indoors, we really need to maintain the high quality of the indoor air and environment. There are many factors that affect the quality of indoor air, such as tobacco smoke, ventilation, chemicals, carbon dioxide, VOCs or volatile organic compounds, and construction dust. So as far as the strategies, there are a few of them. So one of the most important ones is ventilation, and that is the process of introducing fresh air into the building. And the term air exchange is also used to describe ventilation, so you need to be familiar with that. So please refer to the graphics here in the chapter. They're very good representation of the credit categories. So like I mentioned before, good ventilation is critical for the health of building occupants. And the higher the minimum efficiency reporting value or MERV rating of the filter, the cleaner the new air will be. So that is for the HVAC system. Then it's important to prevent the sick building syndrome. And we know that occupants can suffer symptoms of sickness in buildings that are poorly ventilated with unfiltered air, because they are breathing in toxins. According to the EPA, these symptoms include headache, eye, nose, or throat irritation, dry cough, dry or itchy skin, dizziness or nausea, difficulty in concentrating, fatigue, and sensitivity to odors. So these symptoms are collectively called sick building syndrome, or SBS, and occupants often report relief from the symptoms soon after leaving the building with the indoor air quality problems. So the study There was a study performed by EPA on the Building Assessment Survey and Evaluation, or BASE, of 100 representative office buildings. And the findings indicate a general decrease in SBS syndromes as ventilation rates increase from as low as 10 CFM per person to approximately 25 CFM to 35 CFM per person. So what else is important to remember here? We need to set minimum indoor air quality performance, and that is the prerequisite. So mechanical and natural ventilated spaces must meet the minimum requirements for ventilation and monitoring as prescribed in ASHRAE 62.1 2010. So the credit enhanced indoor air quality strategies that can be met through the use of mechanical, natural, or mixed mode forms of ventilation. And mechanical ventilation is the process of ventilating a building with an HVAC system. But natural ventilation is always preferred, and that is the process of ventilating a building using natural methods such as operable windows and passive design strategies. So please remember that it's always good to have natural ventilation. Also, you need to control tobacco smoke. So that is another prerequisite, and that requires project teams to prevent or minimize the exposure of building occupants, indoor surfaces, and ventilation air distribution systems to environmental tobacco smoke. So smoking should only be allowed outside the building in the designated smoking areas located at least 25 feet from all entries, outdoor intakes, and operable windows. So please remember that. Also, another credit enhanced indoor air quality strategies, and there are some strategies that can be passed to achieve the points for this credit. So those are entryway systems, and that's the installation of permanent entryway systems at least 10 feet long in the primary direction of travel to capture dirt and particulates entering the building as regularly used exterior entrances. Then increase ventilation. Then we need to monitor carbon dioxide. Then we need to create naturally ventilated spaces if possible. Also, using low emitting materials is another good thing to do, and that promotes reductions in the concentration of chemical contaminants that can damage air quality, human health, productivity, and the environment. Also, what else is important here? So we need to manage construction indoor air quality. And during construction, it's hard to avoid dust, but we need to do that. And when the HVAC equipment is delivered to the site, excuse me, we really need to make sure that it's stored properly. So when the ducts are delivered, we need to cover them with the blue plastic, so no particles, no dust, nothing will enter the ducts, because later it will be very difficult to clean them. That is just an example. Also, we need to perform an indoor air quality assessment, and that is related to safeguarding of building occupants after construction. Also, establish a green cleaning policy. So that's for all the custodians and janitors. We need to have like a list of prescribed cleaning products and equipment. So, and that is, that is already the facility management. Also, we can use the integrated pest management, and that promotes minimizing pest problems and human and environmental exposure to pesticides. As far as the occupant comfort, there are a few things we need to remember, such as lighting intents. And buildings, it's important to understand that buildings that have poorly lit spaces and rooms make completing everyday tasks more difficult by disrupting circadian rhythms. And as far as the strategies, what we can do is we can improve daylight, we can improve interior lighting, and that will definitely help to achieve the individual occupant comfort. So acoustics performance intent is to is to lower the noise and just organize the space the way that everybody feels comfortable, and that does not require specific equipment. So, for example, the strategies to meet the acoustic performance credit requirements reflect the indoor air quality category knowledge domain of sound. So the use of absorptive ceiling tiles, quieter HVAC systems, and specialized wall framing techniques can also be used to improve the acoustic performance of a building. So, however, it's important to note that including acoustical planning in the early stages of building design is critical in achieving the desired acoustical goals and ensures cost-effective solutions. So here we can optimize acoustic performance, and that aims to provide workspaces and classrooms that promote occupants' well-being, productivity, and communications through effective acoustic design. Also, when we talk about occupant comfort, health, and satisfaction, the intent is to live and work in buildings that are not too cool or not too warm, but they are comfortable. And the strategies include the knowledge domains of occupant comfort, health, and satisfaction. So, for example, building automation and access to personal controls can be used to increase occupant comfort as well as energy efficiency. And there are a few strategies such as providing thermal comfort, and that is really important to remember to always refer to ASHRAE 55-2010 as the standard to measure thermal comfort. So the LEED Green Associate exam candidates really need to remember those important things, like those guidelines, and that ASHRAE 55-2010 is one of them. Also, what else is important here? We can improve the views. So views aim to give building occupants a connection to the natural outdoor environment by providing quality views. And to receive this credit, projects must achieve a direct line of sight to the outdoors via vision glazing of 75% of all regularly occupied floor area. Also, what else can be done? The space categorization, and that is an important concept in the indoor air quality category for air, daylight, and acoustic circulations. So, in order for project teams to know which option and strategies in the indoor air quality credits apply to their projects, they need to know the correct space categorization. And the space categories used for the indoor air quality include occupied versus unoccupied, regularly occupied versus non-regularly occupied, and individual occupant versus shared multi-occupant spaces. So please review those categories because that's important to understand what spaces are included there, and there is a difference in all of them. So there are a few key terms and definitions that I would like you to remember. So first of all, remember those standards, the ASHRAE 55 2010, and that defines the range of indoor thermal environment conditions acceptable to a majority of occupants. Then ASHRAE 62.1-2010, and that standard specifies minimum ventilation rates and other measures intended to provide indoor air quality that is acceptable to human occupants. Bake out. That is a process used to remove airborne contaminants from a building caused by off-gassing of furniture, paints, adhesives, sealants, carpets, wall coverings, and other building materials by increasing the temperature in the building before it's occupied. Another one is contaminant, and that is an airborne particle that has qualities that would adversely affect human health. Another one is Green Guard certification, and that is a program that gives assurance that products designed for use in indoor spaces meet strict chemical emission limits. And that is all for chapter 10. I will see you in chapter 11. Thank you.